Sure. Very happy to talk about it. And it's a very relevant question as the consumer behavior is changing. I would talk about it in two ways. I talk about it on the one hand on content, on how we are building digital content, and also then on how we are also matching their shopping needs. So on digital content, increasingly, if you look at how we're communicating to our consumers, we're doing a significant amount of that communication through digital content and digital platforms. This is curated, short format, visual first, image first, video first content. So that's the first part. The second part is we are accelerating our presence and our sales on e-commerce platforms. Yeah. So we are now quite active on both Noon and Talabat. These are popular e-commerce platforms here in the Middle East. In fact, in the Emirates, we are now getting about 1.5% of our sales on e-commerce platforms now. And a few years ago, that was significantly lower. So now we're clearly seeing good momentum on e-commerce as well. So the rise in convenience in many ways is a mark of prosperity in a nation. As countries get more and more wealthy, uh, both people in the house start working, and therefore there's no time to cook. So the household needs convenience. So we are looking at convenience solutions both in terms of how our spices are offered. So in fact, if you look at this bottle over here, that's a convenient way to give spices. We have a dispenser here, which makes it easy to pour, and a space here for a spoon. Right. So convenience comes in the form of packaging, and this is an example. Convenience also comes in the form of our product formats. So we have a range of ready to eat and ready to cook offerings as well. And that offering is growing quite rapidly. We're seeing about high single digit, low double digit growth now in the convenience offerings. It's in ethnic sweets and also in breakfast and also in meals. So it's interesting you mentioned those platforms because those platforms are so critical and heavily used here in the Middle East. There is a phrase that we use in marketing, and I'm sure my marketing colleagues will be also familiar with that, and that is content is king, right? And digital platforms allow you a high use of images and videos and recipe demonstration. In food, seeing the food, tasting the food is a big part of the experience. And digital platforms allow us to showcase that. We can show the recipes. It's almost like people see the recipe and feel that they are smelling the recipe. So that's really how we're trying to do it in content, digital content. Sure. So, e-commerce for us is not just one more sales avenue. In many ways, it's also a marketing avenue because e-commerce also allows you to showcase your video assets, your brand assets. It allows you to tell your product story really well. So, for us, e-commerce is a whole wider platform. It's not just about revenue. It's also about communicating the brand story. And that's something we're doing actively through content, through search optimization, and through search marketing as well.